Oh, LPVOs,
LPVO. Are these overrated? Underrated?
Underrated.
I think they're overrated as heck. I think they're super overrated.
Really?
So when you have an LPVO, let me tell you the two settings people use. 1
and max.
and 8.
Yeah. Or whatever the
what
max.
If I don't have an 8?
Huh?
What if I don't have an 8?
Well, if you have a 10 or you have a 6, it's going to be 1 and max.
Mm-hmm.
But everyone that is talking about LPVO is like, oh, I need the versatility of being able to go between 1 and max. Just
so
like,
what's the difference
use
between
1 and max?
A 6x24? Like, I feel like everyone's either bottom end or maxed out. Because if I have it, why not use it? Like, my eyes are not the best. Like, you give me a red dot out at 100.
Struggle bus?
Fuzzy as can be.
Yeah.
Now, you give me, like, you can even put a magnifier, a 3x magnifier on one, and my eyes still don't like that. Now, you give me 6, 8x, I have a much better opportunity of hitting a target. But now, since I can still get down to 1x, I can still shoot both eyes open there.
Okay. Well, let me ask you this. You've been to a lot of competitions in your day as a washed up competition shooter. How many LPVO shooters in competition do you know that are also running an offset red dot? And they're just keeping this at max, and then when they need to shoot close, they're going, ah.
As red dots became more and more popular, you see a lot more people run 45 offsets. And yeah, just keeping that. But it was very common years ago that you'd have a big giant throw lever and you'd have to slam that thing over, and you have to bring it back depending on what the stage is happening.
So I personally, I think just in the world that we live in today, these are, if you need a general purpose, I need to do everything and I have $400 to spend on my optic, I think an LPVO is a decent way to go. I think if you're doing...
I thought you were going to say decent waste of money.
No, a decent way to go. I think if you're trying to do anything specific, this is a CQB gun, I'm shooting 50 and in, or I'm going to be shooting targets between 100 and 500. I think other optics would serve you better. I think having a red dot with a magnifier is going to beat this in most cases. I think having a prism optic with piggybacked or side-mounted red dot. The red dot is going to serve you better. I just think this is it's good at some things and it's not great at any. That's what I think personally. And I'm not just picking on the red tail. I'm picking on LPVOs in general. The red tails are great.
You're saying it's basically a jack of all trades, master of none solution.
It's
I
not
prefer to
really
say jack off all trades.
Yeah, it's not really a jack of all trades either. It's kind of like it's there. It's an option.
Yeah.
It gets the job done.
I see where you're coming from on it.
And this is my unpopular opinion.
Well, let me ask
I know this is an unpopular
Let me ask this
opinion.
question. Would you then prefer a 1 power scope? Like a 10 of any power.
Just a
scope.
fixed power?
Yeah, fixed power.
Like a fixed power?
Yeah, fixed power scope. You think that's better than this?
Probably not. No. I think a fixed power. It depends. So if we're talking like
if it was a fixed power 10x prism.
It's pretty big. It's going to be a really big prism.
That's going to be really big.
Well,
but I'm saying because there's plenty of scopes, for hunting or whatever else people
there's
use.
no real reason it needs to be bigger than your traditional prism, but just because it's 10x, just a matter of how they make the glass. But as far as like kind of what you were saying, all or nothing, I mean, yeah, give me a 10x and then give me a 1x. Like that's really all I need for a majority of what I do.
So just 2 settings.
Yeah,
like 1
give
and
me
10.
an 8x or like literally or 45 it.
Yeah.
Vertical offset.
But isn't that just a red dot and a magnifier then?
Yeah.
I mean, like that, a 3 power magnifier is typically what you see, but there's a, isn't that basic?
There's
There's
a 3 and there's a couple 4s and there's also I think the big players have 5s now as well.
Yeah, you can get a few different ones.
Because that would solve your problem there of like I just need 2 settings. Okay, just flip it. Yeah.
So I'm a prism optic maxi. I don't think that's a secret. I like the 4X ACOG. I think it's the peak of
human invention.
I think it's the peak of optics is the 4-power Trijicon ACOG. I think they nailed it in 1990.
It's like the McLaren F1.
Right. You can boomer me all you want. I know there's guys that swear by these. And you know, if this is what you like, I'm not saying don't like
justifying
it.
the money he spent.
I'm down in the comments right now saying you guys should like ACOGs because I like ACOGs. But no, I'm actually swapping the ACOG off for an EOTech because it's with the gun that I have it on, it's not a good match.
So I guess for me, the reason I say they're underrated is you see a lot of guns, huge magnified optics on them. And it's like, without LPVOs, you have that, or you have 1X red dots or prisms or hollow sights. And like, you know, it's kind of a happy median between them. Like these are second focal plane, so now your reticle doesn't necessarily work the whole span, but you get a first focal plane one, and really it doesn't matter where you end up in that rotation, because that's kind of the biggest downside of the second focal plane is unless you go all the way over to max, now your bullet drop reticle doesn't necessarily work properly, where you go to this first focal plane and now you can use that anywhere throughout the range of magnification. And for me, like, I guess bad eyes, I can have 1X, I can shoot both eyes open, I can see clearly. Because that's also the other thing too, is like you start with a 6X and you might struggle to find where your target actually is. Where if you can start 1X and then bring it over, or same thing with kind of a magnifier, like, okay, I'm on target, you flip that magnifier over, where to go. And with this, like, you can essentially just kind of gradually bring yourself in. So
how do we think new shooters fit into this? Because I think you know, I've kind of heard I've heard different things on
Brand
new
new
shooter
brand
should
new
start on like
shooters?
red dots.
Brand
or-
new shooters should start with iron sights.
Yes, now that's obviously true, but which might be a hot take in and of itself. But something like this, where it's like, okay, let's start you on 1X or something, and then start punching you in a little bit better. Would that get easier as you go in, or you start higher magnification and then come back out for training purposes? Is that where this thing really
outside
helps?
of irons, new shooters should probably start with some type of magnified tubular optic.
Tubular,
Tubular, dude.
Yeah, bro.
Welcome to the 90s.
One of my son is all in Ninja Turtles right now.
Oh man, I was thinking of Crush.
Party
from,
dude, yeah. From Nemo.
Nemo, Finding Nemo. Heck yeah.
But so, I mean, one of the red dots and light cause problems. I know we've all been to the match where the sun's right in your eyes. You cannot see your
There's
dot.
that one bay at Scapsa.
Yeah.
Well, it's actually all the bay. It's just we were in that bay at the right time for it to hit us. But you go to the range, or you're at some spot where sun's setting right over there. It's coming right in, and you're getting a double dot. Your window's washed out. All you see is red in the window. Lots of problems. Not nearly as likely to have those with a tubular optic system.
Sure. Yeah. Well, I don't know, Josh. I'm gonna go with. I think these are probably rated, not under or over. These are probably rated in probably the right spot, because I think they do have their purposes. I also like the thought. I don't have an LPVO, but I like the thought of having the flexibility. And I think I'm probably in the majority of, and
personally, that is why I think they're overrated, is because people like the idea of having that flexibility and then they don't use it. So that it's just a 1 or an 8 or a 6X powered optic.
Well, I'm trying to think of what kind of gun you would actually put this on, and it wouldn't be.
You could put that on a fighting rifle.
You could put that on a fighting rifle. You couldn't, if this is a indoor home defense gun, I obviously wouldn't recommend something like this. I'd
Your
rather,
animal hunting gun.
Yeah.
It's a general purpose
Exactly.
optic that will get the job done.
Yeah.
Like I said, there's nothing wrong with it. If you like LPVOs, more power to you. I just think they're overrated because they see that, I can go from 1 to 8. This will do everything for me,
This is
and
the
in
one
between.
optic I would ever need.
8 doesn't get you that far, though.
Yeah.
I mean, at least with my eyes, 8 doesn't get me that far. But yeah, the thing I like about it, it's kind of a happy median between like high powered and red dot. That I can kind of get that 1X. It's not nearly as fast for target acquisition as a traditional big window red dot. Now you have eye relief issues, stuff like that. But compared to going up to like a really large magnified optic, I mean, A, weight savings, B, it's lower profile. Probably, you know, how they do in low light, I'm not 100% sure. That might be one of the downsides.
They do all right in low light. Not as good as a red dot, but they do all right. They do, and you can't shoot through it with night vision at all.
Yep.
So
I would also say, I mean, kind of similar to red dots at this point, there are lots of options for these guys, which are really
And from a new shooter too, like you give a new shooter, you bump that up to max power. You're shooting 50 yards, like their confidence is going to go up.
exactly.
Compared to you give them a red dot, where like the dot's literally bigger than the bullet hole.
Or they might have bad eyes or something, or
Yeah,
astigmatism that you didn't know about.
You're
Or
going to
something.
cause more problems than it solves. So
Right.
like,
Did
for
you
new
ever-
shooters, confidence.
did you ever see the scope switch a couple years back? I
Like
get
a
the
giggle switch for your scope.
No, I can trash talk it a little bit because I know Ben. He's one of the inventors of it. But they invented basically a mechanical system that mounts onto your LPVO, and it's a switch that you push forward with your thumb.
Oh,
it
yeah.
zooms it in.
Yep.
You pull out, and it'll unzoom
It's
it.
like a follow focus on a camera.
Right,
Yep.
and the initial one was what's the word? It was you had to physically engage it, so it looked like you were,
Can you turn to the side and show us that motion?
Yeah, so it was like you had to, just kind of work it. But I think they automated it. It's where now it's you push the front button and you push the back button and it'll zoom and unzoom. I think the crux of that was people was like, I'm putting all this like crazy stuff on my optic and it's adding weight to the gun. And
Well, that's kind of why
I
people
guess for
don't
me,
do
my
follow
thing
focuses
is,
on cameras.
I want to keep my arm in one spot.
Yeah.
I don't want to come back here.
well, that's what it works. That's how it works. So if you've got, it's almost like if you were to have a pressure switch for your right,
so
is
now
how
it's
it
just
works.
Forward, back,
Right.
or in, out.
It's a smart design. It's just it was the way you mounted it to your optic seemed kind of weird, and I think that was one of the reasons why I don't think it ever really took off, or maybe it will still, and people just haven't been able to get their hands on them. But